Welcome back to the Fundamentals podcast where we talk all things related to sports. Man, what's up?
Shoot, man, nothing. Chilling like you.
Right off the ripper, I know you saw the game, watching it. One of the other things, man, I was gonna ask you about. Just the fundamentals. I have on the Santa hat
I
to
see.
bring the gift
The gift
of
of football.
football. The gift of football. That's what
Okay,
that's
that's
what
where
we
we
doing,
going.
man. That's where we're
I feel
going.
you.
Remember, we're gonna
That's
gift
where
of
we going with
football.
it. Oh yeah,
All right,
oh yeah. I feel.
it's here. It's delivered. You're right. It is hot. So, oh man, what's going on, man? How you
Oh man,
doing, man?
doing well, doing well. What's good?
Not much, man. I'm watching. Been watching some of these Olympics, some of these sports. I don't even know the names of them. I just watch them. Uh, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's it's one sport. You might know the name of it. It's like a combination of soccer, basketball, football. They're running around with a ball in their hand and they got to throw it into the net. But it looked like a basketball court a little bit. I was watching it earlier. I don't know that. I don't. Maybe somebody might know it and they'll tell me what it is in the comments. But I don't know the name of it. But
Yeah.
I was watching it earlier. It was
I don't. I don't
I
know
want to
that
say
one.
France was playing Norway or something. But yeah, they run around and they throw that ball hard into the net too. And
Mm.
it's like on a little court, like it looked like.
I think I've seen that before, but I don't
Yeah,
remember the name of it. I do not
yeah.
remember the name of it.
I don't know these, but I didn't even know badminton was an Olympic sport. I was watching badminton last night.
They make Olympic sport almost everything nowadays.
Yeah.
I haven't caught any of the Olympics, but yeah, they
Anything competitive, I feel like can be Olympic sport now. Even like, I guess what breakdancing is gonna be part of the Olympics now.
they'll make all
So
kinds of stuff, boy. They sure done
yeah,
will. They gonna get they.
I need to create me something to be in the Olympics since we
You
just
know that.
we can make anything
You know that.
competitive
You know what I'm
Olympic.
saying? They might as well put gaming in the Olympics nowadays. Like you know what I'm saying? Play a couple of
Hey, they
games, or whatever. You know.
might as well. You know they got that competitive. Them people be making a lot of money playing that competitive, doing competitive
Oh
gaming.
yeah, esports.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, esports. But
yeah.
my eyes just ain't good enough for that no more. Like I can't I can't sit and I can play like I'll run a couple games of football, maybe a little bit of Call of Duty or Fortnite. But
hmm
once I get past 2 3 hours, my eyes be burning. I looking at that screen, man. And
It
so
is.
yeah,
It's kind of almost the same. Ain't the same no more. Like I can do days sometimes. Like I can go on my binge gaming, but
right.
a lot of times, like I can get off work and I don't even want to sit here, and I'll probably just go do something else, or I might get on the game, or the game be looking at me all day long. I'll be like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna play the game for a look, and then I don't even get around to playing it.
yeah,
So I mean, how I used to game and how I game now is two different things, way two different things. Like
yeah,
I remember used to just being on the game all day long. The time you woke
yeah.
up,
Diablo was your
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
you know what I'm saying.
Diablo
I
used
still
to be
got that on.
hardcore.
Got that mug on
Yeah,
deck too. But yeah,
yeah,
or you just play some sports all day long. I can do a couple of days like that, but it's not the
yeah,
same. I get
yeah.
bored.
It's definitely different, man. Because there was days when I'd play Call of Duty, I'd get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning on my days off
hmm
from the distribution center, and I'd play Call of Duty till about 2 o'clock. And I mean, like, it was serious enough to have the cooler next to the recliner because I didn't want to get up and leave the game.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Even in
yeah.
between matches, I didn't want to get too far away, so like
hmm
I just throw my drinks in the cooler and like
And just be
just
going.
chill out.
Just go at it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just go. Yeah.
ain't the same
I,
anymore.
no, man, and especially we got families and things
hmm
now, and when you like sometimes even if I have the time to play the game, it's one of those things where it's like I do have the time to play the game, but man, let me go spend some time with the kids. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you're trying to weigh that out. Like, wait, let me spend some time with the fam. You know, like, cause
exactly,
you have to
exactly.
weigh that out. Like, I had time today to probably play video games, but I took the kids to go to the pizza and game place,
That's a
whatever,
fact.
what Gaddyland or one of them
Mm-hmm.
places. You know, you
Shoot,
try to do that kind of stuff. You know.
it changes. Like I had time to play the game all today, and
Yeah.
I literally cut the game on, and I have not played any of it all day long.
You
Like it just
exactly.
been
Yeah.
sitting there. I ain't
Yeah.
touched it till like maybe 5 minutes before we got on the podcast. I
Yeah.
started the game, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's different. It's different. I mean, you
Yeah.
got different priorities and stuff like that. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
how life works. Those that are
That's
responsible.
yeah.
Now, if you
Exactly
you
those
know,
that
say
are
now if you one of
responsible.
those people that just you making money off of it, hey, more power to you. Play all day
Yeah.
long. You feel me?
Right. Right. It's work at that point,
Yeah.
and yeah, and I do understand that, but I just don't have. I personally don't have the mental capacity to play the game
Hmm.
all day, so
Yeah.
I don't think it could be. I guess it would be different if somebody told me like, "Yo, if you go play this game for 5 hours, we'll give you, you know, two
X
hundred
amount of
two
dollars.
X amount of dollars."
Yeah.
It might be different. I might be like, okay, well, I'll try and I'll sacrifice my,
Yeah.
get the eye drops ready.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah,
for real. For
yeah,
real.
for
But
real.
yeah,
Get the eye
it's
drops
different.
ready. Get the energy, the coffee going, like all of that. But for the sake of just doing it for free, yeah, nah,
It's not the
it ain't
same.
rocking. Yeah, it's
Like
not.
when I get a new game, I go hard, but then after a while, couple of
Yeah,
weeks or whatever, it's like it's about to die off, and then I'll be back
yeah,
to. I ain't trying to like right now. Of course, I'm on that college football, so
right.
we going hard in the paint with it. But I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure in a
yeah,
couple of weeks I'll be done. All right, I might get on it, might not.
yeah, yeah.
Just depends.
Well, yeah, it's just be so much going on, and there's so much. I don't know if it's just because of technology or what, but I feel like there's always so much to do. Even when there ain't really
Hmm.
nothing to do, it's still so much to do.
Hmm.
And and it's one of them things where like I mean, I could have gone and got the game, but I know I haven't had time. You know, like I'm trying to get you know, the girls are going to be going to Disney World on this weekend, and
Oh, okay.
they'll be gone for like a week and a half. You know, so I'm
Hmm.
trying to get all the clothes together and stuff for that. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
trying to get that ready. I have a fishing tournament Saturday that I ain't even sure I'm gonna have time to, I'm not sure I'm
yeah,
gonna have time to fish it. So like even though you do have time, it's like you don't have time, you know?
yeah.
So
Them 24 hours
it
ain't the same 24 hours when you got
it ain't.
other responsibilities and things going on. It's not the
Yeah.
same 24 hours that we had growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Growing up, you had a bunch of 24 hours. Y'all could just sit. We could just sit and game all day. And then
Yeah.
now it's
I'm
like, work takes up probably about 8 hours of your day. Work 8 9 hours
yeah,
of your day. You get off work, then
yeah,
it's like, okay, what we gonna eat? What we gonna cook? Am I gonna? I've been
yeah,
at work all day long.
yeah,
Okay, I may hop on for a few. I may not
yeah.
spend time with family. Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like priority changes everything about it, and it's just
Absolutely.
you get an itch after a while. You scratch that itch for a little bit, then after that, it's kind
Yep.
of like, well, back to the, hey,
Yeah.
well,
Back to
yeah,
reality.
yeah. There's times where I used to be on this mug, and I'd just be like, after a while, I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and go into like my offline mode,
Oh yeah.
and then I might not
Yeah.
cut this mug back on for a while.
Yeah.
I've
For a
been
while,
gone weeks
yeah.
without playing the game. It's
Yeah.
just different, just different.
It is. It is. And one of the things also, I guess with the amount of technology that we have, like you remember like when we played the game, you didn't have to worry about
Hmm.
internet. You didn't have to worry about having these different
Hmm.
codes. Now you
Yeah,
got to be signed up for EA. You got to be
yeah.
signed up for Ubisoft. You got to sign up with everything else with it. Like I
Yeah.
bought the game. What else you want me to do?
You know what I'm
And
saying?
so
For real. Yeah.
sometimes that be a headache itself because I'd be like, oh man, let me log in. I don't remember my email and like let me.
Hmm.
Sometimes that right there is a
Just
headache in
like it all
itself.
kills you. That always online type stuff be it's just that junk just get on your nerves. Like I don't even
Yeah,
like. I just
it's
decided that I'm going back to buying physical games for games that I want to play on a consistent
mm-hmm,
longer basis. I'm just gonna
right.
go ahead and buy that physical disc because when you got the physical disc, you ain't got to worry about all this. Well, your game just could like EA. The
Yeah,
EA disconnected. Okay,
yeah,
well, I could
yeah,
still keep playing because I ain't got to sign into EA. I got the physical disc. I'll
yes,
still
yeah,
keep playing and just play offline. I
right.
like to play offline anyway.
Anyway, yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think a lot of
yeah,
it also just comes. We come from a different generation. Like when we
yeah,
grew up, it wasn't about playing online. It was co-op couch play. You know what I'm saying? You sitting right
yep,
next to the person you
yeah.
playing
We
against,
was
and then
yeah,
so nowadays it's done changed, and for us, we older now, so it's just like this is
yeah.
this is cool, but
Cause I
I'm wanting to be offline still.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Because you think about it. I remember, man, and it's gonna go way back. Like, but I remember, man, like days. I remember like weeks. Like I remember, I spent a whole week, at your house. Like it was
Yeah,
like me and little Chris was at
yeah,
your house every day for a week
every day.
playing
Yeah,
video
damn,
games, like
dang
every
right.
single day. You
Yeah, that
know,
was us. You know what I'm
and
saying?
and
And
and sometimes just stay the night.
yeah,
Just
I
stay the
mean, it
night
was
there.
just that way. That's just how we
Yeah,
used to game. That's how we
and
used
we
to
would
get
just
down
play.
there.
Yeah, we would just play the game. Like, and obviously, we grown like grown now. So
Yeah,
that we ain't got time to be doing that no more.
yeah.
And so,
I
but
mean,
I'm like you. I
it
like to
ain't
do
no
the
shot at nobody that
outside.
can. It ain't no shot at anybody that can make money off of these streamers and stuff like that.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, everything
absolutely.
nowadays is done changed.
Oh
Just
yeah,
people, not everybody has changed with it. I'm a tech person. I love technology, but
yeah,
I'm not with the. I'm not that crowd that likes to always online, and I ain't that crowd that likes
yeah,
to always be online playing competitive and all that other stuff like that because
yeah,
I ain't with that community. You know what I'm saying? I just like to get my game in. I play casually, and
yeah.
I
Exactly.
got other priorities going on. So it's just like
Hmm.
yeah. We get it in for
And
a
it,
while, and then
right.
it's back to life.
Yeah, I mean, even my son, he's 16, and he be playing the PS5. But even
Hmm.
sometimes I'll go in there and what you doing? I'm just chilling, watching some anime. You not playing your game?
Hmm.
Nah, I'm kind of gamed out right now. Like,
Hmm.
okay, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even he's like, yo, it can
Yeah.
be too much. You know what I mean
Yeah.
for certain people.
And
You
that's
know,
true. That's true.
and one of the things that I stress to like kids that could, because even you look back at our generation, like even when we would game, we would still get outside and go play basketball.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I
It's like you get
and
away from being inside all day long, and it's
yeah,
just like, well, we need to get a little bit of that what you're supposed to do: run outside, play basketball,
right,
whatever. Might not
whatever.
do nothing. You just
Yeah,
outside.
outside. Yeah, we
Yeah.
just outside, and
Yeah.
I remember those days too.
That disconnect from electronics. I think
Yeah.
it's still even nowadays is probably for me. It's for especially for the generation of kids is growing up. I think that's one of the most important things for them to be able to do
Hmm.
is they need to get away from these electronics because nowadays you got people and they kids is 2 3 years old got a phone in their
And
hand playing video
and
games on their
yep,
hand
and
and
mad if you
that
take the phone from them.
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So we didn't get into a generation to where electronics is raising your children instead of people actually raising their kids. So
raising
it's
their
like
kids.
let your
Yeah.
kids go out and play for a while. Give them time to go out
Hmm.
and play. And then they
Yeah.
got a certain amount of time on a phone or a video
Yeah.
game or whatever. They just need options.
Yeah.
And I understand that a lot of things nowadays have changed to where kids can't I hate to say it, but they can't play outside like how we used to back in the day
Yeah,
because
it's not as
with all
safe.
these things that it's not as safe anymore.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
you know, it's still like hey y'all. I remember I remember my pops growing up. Why don't y'all go get outside and what I'm saying? Y'all
Hmm.
go outside or something for a while, and we go
Hmm.
outside. We might shoot basketball or something. Kick us
Hmm.
out of the house, and then he be on
Yeah.
the game playing all day long. He ain't slick,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He playing NFL game day back in the day, 15-minute
Yeah.
quarters. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Where they do that
Yeah.
at?
Yeah. Right.
15-minute quarter,
Nobody plays
5.
15-minute
You know what
quarters.
I'm saying? He playing
Yeah.
real NFL football. It's Sunday like a
Yeah.
mug. Don't you got it to
Yeah.
watch it on TV? But
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
learn that you just gotta kind of disconnect from the electronics
Hmm.
sometimes, and I think a lot of these children these kids growing up, they need to disconnect from all that social media and all
Hmm.
that stuff it's beneficial, but at the same time it causes problems.
Yeah,
You know.
it can be detrimental.
Hmm.
There like we talked about time limits, and my two younger ones, they have time. I have time limits on their stuff, so
Hmm.
you get you have 2 hours on your. That's what they have a day, like 2 hours on that phone. Now, you know, they both don't mind getting off the phone, and they'll
Hmm.
write stories or they'll read a book,
Yeah.
and I'm cool with that. Like, and my son, he's just one of them ones where he knows his limits. Like, he doesn't. I don't have to put
You don't
anything
have to
on
monitor
him.
him, really.
I
Yeah.
don't have to, he'll sit back, or he'll be like, "Hey, Dad, my friends are at the pool, or my friends are playing basketball. Can I walk over there?" Or they're at the soccer complex. Can I walk over there? Or they're at the
Yeah.
creek. Can I go down there? Like, he
Yeah.
will, if his friends is out there, he'll be like, "Hey, can I?" You know what I mean? And I let him do
Yep.
that because it's all right. Yeah, get outside. And I know it's like we talked about. It's different time, but he's bigger than me, so ain't nobody.
Yeah.
he, he
Yeah.
he bigger than me, so I don't
And
think
yeah,
nobody messing with him.
it ain't. It's not even necessarily like they always have to be outside, but just do something a little bit different.
A
Like
little different,
my
yeah,
daughter, she reads books. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's just like that's like that. She used to be like she's gonna detox herself, and she'll put the
right,
phone down and won't be on the phone, but she'll read books all day long or whatever.
right, and that's
Just
good.
getting
That's
back,
good.
just getting back to things like that is definitely something that
Hmm.
it needs to be. It needs to just be taught to kids. So they can
Right.
disassociate from social media because
Hmm.
even me being a grown up and we grew up in a time where social media wasn't apparent, and then we
Yeah.
grew with social media. Like it was really social media grew with our generation. You know what I'm
Ration. Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. That's true.
Between the MySpaces and AOL and all that other stuff, we
Hmm.
grew up with all of that stuff. So by the
Yeah.
time we get older, like me, I look at it like this. I might not even want to be on Twitter for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Or Instagram or MySpace or Facebook, all those things that's out there. Like
Right.
it used to be cool, but now I'm just like, I don't see
Yeah.
nothing really. It's not a whole bunch of substance that I can just
Right.
gravitate to. Sometimes I'd be like, I just want to close my account for a while and just go
Yeah. Just
off
chill out with it.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
you know what I'm saying. So
Definitely. I get it.
and I think a lot of people need to get back to that because that social media stuff be killing people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not in a
Yeah. There's
literal
a
sense, but sometimes in a literal sense. It's just
sense.
people are
Yeah.
too
It can.
desensitized because of the stuff that you see online all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's two books that really address that I have. One being digital minimalism.
Hmm.
And it talks about like the social media, and it talks about like that it's literally like a drug. Like, when these kids have that, it's a dopamine hit, and when
Yeah,
they don't
it
have it,
is.
it's like it's almost like they don't have a drug. They start tweaking, and they start chirping
Yeah.
like, "Yo, I need my," and that's what you have to prevent. And
Hmm.
that's why I limit the two little ones to that, because these kids will go crazy without it. But
Yes.
what makes it
Yes.
what makes it hard um, is these kids now, all the books and stuff in school, they do all their work on electronics. They do all their work on
Mm-hmm.
on iPads, right,
Mm-hmm.
and on laptops. So when there's downtime, what do you think they're doing? They're getting on
On
their
their phone.
YouTubes. They're on their
Yep.
phone,
Yep.
getting on doing all of that, and so that's what makes it hard. Like you can only limit it so much, like at
Yeah.
home, right?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
you
Because
just
once they leave the house and they at school, they already exposed to all the electronic elements. Because now, like you said, school they're not the same. I mean, they don't even carry books like that anymore. So
nope, yeah,
it's like
yeah,
everything is taught electronically. It's almost like you
hmm
almost wonder why they even go inside the school at all anyway. Other than
right. Like why it might as well be online.
yeah, it might as well be online. But I see the benefit of them going into schools because of the social aspect
The
when you get
social,
those
yeah,
kids
that's
that
what
need
it.
to be
That's really what
social.
it is. Yeah,
But yeah, it's really like that. It's almost like the schools teaching you through electronics. So it's like there
hmm
ain't no physical books anymore, so they don't have to really read. Uh,
yeah,
Google tells you almost everything you want to tell if you know how to search it,
yeah,
right? So it's just like, well, you can
yeah,
find the answers through all that, and it's just like you're not really doing a lot of things that we used to grow up doing. I mean,
yeah,
and you have to update with the times, but at the same time, a lot of the old school ways actually helps develop more
yeah.
than what we're
The,
doing now. Now it's quick, fast, in a hurry, but the old school ways is
hmm
like you really had to
Think
develop to
your
think. Yep,
brain,
you really
brain
had to think.
elasticity.
Like researching. When we grew up researching, you had to go through encyclopedias and books
It
and
had to
all
get an
kinds of stuff to
encyclopedia. Yeah,
research
had to
the
go to the
answer and
library.
be
Yep.
and be mad to the mud when you can't find it right there. But you had to go through all these hoops and
Yep.
turns to find it. Now it's
Yeah.
just like, well, I might be able to find it. I just got to search a couple of websites and might be able to find it. It just
Yeah.
makes it so
Yeah.
much easier. But yeah,
Like like definitely. I mean, and one of the things we have to take into account too, like when like I think as parents, when we talk about the social media and thing, kids
mm-hmm.
are influenced differently than we are, and even some
Mm-hmm.
adults can't. If there are most adults can't handle social
There's a
media
lot of adults that can't or don't know how to social
or don't
media
know how to.
and
Right.
need to just be off because
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
y'all ain't even using social media right. I
Right.
don't want to know
Exactly.
every single thing that you're doing today.
Yeah,
Okay?
I don't need to know every single argument. I don't need to know everybody that pissed you off for the day.
You know
I
what I'm
don't need to,
saying?
like, let's
I don't
have
know where
fun
you
on
need to
here.
be. I don't know where you been at, where you going. I don't need to
Yeah.
know everything that you do.
What
There's
time
people
you
that
get
be,
off?
you know what I'm saying? It's like I should
Yeah.
not be knowing that, and then you wonder why some of these people be out in the world and things happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Your life is
You
on
giving it to
social
the world.
media. You
Yeah.
giving it all the way out to everybody. Like
Yeah.
everybody don't need to know that you're going on vacation August 23rd to this
Yeah.
place at this time. Why are
Yeah.
you giving that information
Why
out?
you exactly
Like keep some things to yourself. It's great
self?
that you
Yeah.
do. If you want to post after you done went there and came
Yeah.
back home. Then
Oh
it's just like,
yeah.
yeah, I went to X, Y, and Z on this day. So now
Right.
people don't know where you were at, and they can't
Exactly.
track you and locate you. And it's just like,
Exactly.
just be smart with your stuff, man. Yeah, so a
Yeah.
lot of adults don't need to be on there because they always posting your feelings out there. You,
Yeah.
I don't care that John did this to you today. I don't.
Right.
What's that got to do with me? I know it's your
Exactly.
page. You want to put all this stuff out, but sometimes you
Yeah.
need to. Nobody needs
It
to have your life. Like I done got to the point now. I almost think that you know with social media, everybody got a camera phone. It's hard to
oh
even
yeah.
decipher what's real and fake anymore when
What
it
it
comes to
is, it's
the
so hard.
world. You
It's
know what I'm
so
saying?
hard. It's
You
so
look at
hard.
it and you be like,
It's
"Oh, this
so hard.
person done spazzed out," but then I'm sitting there looking at it like, "Why are y'all doing stupid stuff in front of a camera?"
Yeah.
Is this set up? This seems like it's set up. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
set
Like
up.
y'all
Yeah, it
trying to
don't
get
seem
clicks.
legit.
You know what I'm saying? It don't
Yeah.
seem legit.
It don't
I
seem
mean,
legit.
people always have done stupid things, but now you got a camera phone. You seeing everybody do stupid things, and
Stupid
everybody's
things.
capturing this stuff. And I'm just like, I ain't never been ready in a position to. Oh, I'm just gonna capture them do stupid things at this moment in time, and then people will be right there in front
Ever.
of you, seeing that you got a camera, and they capturing.
Ever. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, what's
Come
what's
on.
even crazier is when I see things happening in real time,
Hmm.
like like dramatic things, like my first thought is not take my phone out and record it.
Exactly. Me
It's
neither.
not like my first thought is like, oh snap, like let me help. Can I help? Or like, what's
Yeah.
going on? Like,
Yeah. Or do I
it,
need to get the heck on, or what's going?
yeah, do I need to get out of there? Do I need to call the police? What is it? Like my thoughts not pull out a phone. Like I saw I saw a video earlier today, and that's what they were saying in the comments. The lady was filming another lady getting carjacked. Like, call 911.
Like for real, y'all ain't
Like,
helping nothing with the
yeah,
situation, but you gonna put it on
call
Facebook,
911.
social
Yeah,
media.
but it's on social media. Like, but what did you do to help this lady?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
You could have burnt off, called 911, gave the description of the license plate and the two men,
Exactly.
and got gone. Like a lot of people would be like, well, it wasn't film. But again, in the heat of the moment, I'm not thinking film. I'm thinking help. You
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
and also, like with kids, they take pictures and stuff. Like I'm very strategic when I take pictures of the kid. There's kids. There's not
Hmm.
a lot of pictures. Um,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's
there's
how
not
we
a
work.
lot. Yeah, there's not. I'm strategic with that. I don't. There's a guy. He's on YouTube. And I know he has like a TikTok too. And
Hmm.
I don't know his page name, but they call him like Jose Monkey. And what he
Hmm.
does is he shows people just how quick, like wherever you take a picture, they'll say, like, people will
Hmm.
take a picture and say, "Find me Jose Monkey," and he will find their exact location from a picture. Like it could
Yeah.
be, you know what I
They
mean?
just take a
Like,
picture of your surroundings, and they seen
yeah,
they. I don't know if you've seen it, but there was this one dude that was breaking down a video. Like they were analyzing a music video,
hmm,
but they pinpoint the person where the person was at in the music video, where it was shot, all these things about the
yeah,
street light, where the street
yeah,
said, just things like that. And
yeah. That's
folks
what it
don't
does.
understand.
Yeah,
There's people that's all they do.
that's all they
You know
do.
what I'm saying? That's why
Yeah,
it's dangerous out there. That's all they do. Like we
it
don't
is.
post no for a long time. There was no
Mm-hmm.
social media pictures of our daughter online. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
really was like, nah, you had to ask if we was at an event. We don't want that up there on the what you
yeah,
call it,
yeah,
because you
yeah,
don't need that. Say especially if
yeah,
your children are minors, they
yeah.
shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
on social media. I mean, it's one every once in a while or whatever. If it's in your
Yeah,
home,
yeah,
cool. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But if you out and about, I mean, I can see if you at
Mm-hmm.
an event, okay, cool, whatever. But
Yeah,
even still, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't posted. I
yeah.
barely post pictures of myself. But
Right.
even with
Yeah,
me, I don't post no pictures of that. Not
yeah.
of the family unless it's a personal page. My page stays personal. So,
Right. Yeah.
but ain't no family pictures going out like that. Unless we're at a
Mm-hmm.
family event or something like that, because it's too many people. They take your
Oh yeah.
identity. They go
Yeah.
online.
All
They
that.
create pages in your name, stuff like that. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, man, that gotta be careful. Got
You
to be
got to be
careful.
careful. You got to be careful. Yeah. And that's the world we live in, and that's what I try to. That's why I teach the kids. Like, you're just because you're a good person doesn't mean everybody out there
Hmm.
is good. So
Yep.
like, you got to be careful. And
Yep.
and you got to protect yourself at all times. Because like, don't what I mean? Like, there's a level of being cool, and like really, like really the hard part is especially like when you're dealing with kids that are always open to conversating with people. Like,
Hmm.
it's important to tell them, like, hey, like, it's still strangers, and they're
Yeah.
like, they're very understanding of what I'm saying, but also like I try to explain to them that, like, people will do and say anything to get in your good graces to harm you,
Yes, they will.
right? Like,
Yes, they will.
it's a different level of people out there, so
Yeah.
um and that's why I'm, like you said, we talked about it. The social media and all of that stuff can be a good thing if utilized
Mm-hmm.
correctly, but
Yep.
it's a very very dangerous world to have to navigate.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
very dangerous
So
world
you
to
got to
have to
be careful.
navigate. Yeah,
People
but
protect yourself at all times.
yeah, I appreciate it as a sports fan though. I
Oh yeah.
appreciate it
Oh
as
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
It's
it
great
comes
for
clutch when you
sports.
miss something. Yeah, it's great for
Yeah.
sports.
You can
If
see
you're
what's
a sport,
going on when it comes to that. If
yeah,
you're a sports fan, social media can be real great. You get some
yes,
dumb conversations sometimes, but
yeah.
you usually stay in the know with the news of sports world. So it's great for sports fans. If you get into
I
sports or gaming or something like that
game. Yeah,
as a fan,
exactly.
yeah, it's great to
Yeah,
use it for that.
it's great because you get to see some. You might have been watching this game. You missed
Mm-hmm.
this game. You can see
Yeah.
highlights for that game right on your
Yes,
phone.
sir. Yes,
You ain't
sir.
got to wait for Sports Center. Although I miss the old Sports Center. Like I miss
Yes, I
old
do.
sport.
I
I
do. I
miss how it
can't
used to
watch it
be.
no more. It is not
I
the
can't
same. I
either.
can't watch it.
It's not. Which it's kind of
They,
like how MTV and BT. Remember they used to play music videos, and now it's just
yeah,
all a bunch of shows that
sitcoms
are
and shows and
sitcoms, yeah.
yeah.
And that's kind of like I mean, I watch the the first takes and all of that kind of stuff sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't sit and watch it for hours. Like they might it might
Oh,
be a
first take's
take
my joint.
first takes your joint.
First take's my joint. I've watched first take. Only
Okay.
when certain people are on that mother. Like if it ain't if Stephen
So
A and all them boys on
yeah.
vacation, I can't watch first
Yeah,
take
you
because they
can't
don't
do
got
it.
nobody on there.
No,
But
you don't want Dan Orlowski or
you know what
Mad
I'm
Dog.
saying? It just
Yeah,
has to be. It has to be a decent. If he's not there, then it has to be a decent cast
a
that kind of
decent.
they
Yeah,
put in there. But when they be putting in them ones that them reserve cast members that I be,
yeah,
yeah, I be like, I can't watch it. Y'all ain't talking
can't.
about nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They know, but that's always been my show to watch. That's really the only real show, sports
yeah.
show I watch.
I
Like I
I
watch First
listened
Take.
I listened to Dan Patrick, the NBC. I listened to Dan Patrick a lot. Um, I like Rich Eisen because it's not
Mm-hmm.
like so much. It's not like it's sports, but not sports. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just like kind of fun, and
talk
that's
show.
what. Yeah, it's a talk show. Dealing with athletes, but
Athletes.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
Still
in the
sports,
same
but yeah.
yeah, it's still sports. Yeah, but like or like Dan Patrick, the same thing. But yeah, like even like what's the name, Mike Greenberg with Get Up. I watched
Mm-hmm.
that because
Yeah, I watched that too.
he's good. I
Yeah.
I I do like that they added Shannon Sharp to
First take.
First Take. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun. And the thing is, you want to be able to listen to people that even when you don't agree with them, they're not
Mm-hmm.
so far fetched where it's
Yeah.
like, man, I can't even listen. And that's regardless of what people think about Stephen A. or Shannon Sharp, they're they're reasonable. They're realistic with their
For the
takes.
yeah. For the majority of the time, yeah.
Right,
You're
for
right.
majority of the
Yeah.
time. But like when you're dealing with, like I'm gonna tell you one that I just dislike, man, and that's Colin Cowherd for with
Yeah.
Fox, man.
Yeah. He's one. Skip Bayless is another
Skip
one.
Bayless is
He
another
used to
one.
get on my
Just
nerves.
say wild takes. And Nick
Nick
Wright.
Wright.
Oh my
Yes, the
gosh.
LeBron D
Oh
Rider.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad, bro. It's
I
so
can't
bad.
watch. I can't
I
watch them.
can't.
I
I
can't.
can't do it. I can't. Like it's like especially like Nick Wright. Like I get a headache. Like I get a headache when I like I've heard him on other people's stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, man, I'm gonna have to tune this one out. Like
Yeah.
I can't. I
He
can't
need to
do
sit
it.
that on out because that
Yeah.
yeah he's not
Yeah.
good, not good.
Nah, not at all.
These are
Man,
personal opinions, y'all, but
yeah,
personal
they do,
yeah.
yeah, personal opinions. Like, hey, don't this is just I'm just I for me.
If
If you
y'all
like
like
them,
them, hey, that's
hey,
great. But
I'm not
I
knocking
can't rock.
it.
I can't rock with them.
Yeah,
Can't rock with them. I
yeah,
can't do it.
I'm not knocking it. But I am excited, man. Football is coming up.
Right around the corner, man.
Right around the corner,
You
man,
know
and
we got
it's
to do the. You know we got to do the Applebee's joint, right? Like we've been
yeah,
doing the
yeah.
last 3 years. We got to meet
I
up. All of
know,
us got to get together and watch the games.
I know
You
it.
know what I'm saying? So we
Definitely.
gotta do it again. Got to keep the tradition going. But yeah,
Got to
it's
keep the
right around the
tradition.
corner.
Yeah, got to
It's
keep the
right around the corner.
tradition alive.
It's gonna be live.
Yeah, definitely. And what I was thinking, what I'm thinking about, I know that you have, I know that you have where you could watch all the games and stuff. I have where I could watch the games. Now,
Hmm.
let me ask you, when the Rams and the Niners play the two
Hmm.
times this season, do we want to watch it on here live?
We could do that.
You think we
Yeah,
can?
that'd be
Yeah,
dope. We could do that.
yeah.
Yeah,
We could
we could
watch it
watch
on
that.
here live. Be watching it. I'll be watching it, and you'll be watching it, and we'll be live, and
Yeah,
we will give
that'd
our
be
live.
dope. Yeah, we could do
Yeah,
that. There
yeah.
you go,
So
exclusive. You know what I'm
exclusive. Yeah, yeah,
saying?
definitely, definitely. Yeah, we gotta make that happen. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that would be real fun. I think people would enjoy that. So yeah, we gotta make that happen. Definitely.
yeah,
I,
I like that. I got a question,
go for
real
it.
quick. Of
Yeah,
course, this is sports debate, whatever you want to call it, sports show we
yeah,
got here. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Podcast.
yeah.
What you think about Tua contract? Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay, they
What you think
overpaid him.
about his contract? I
They
feel the
overpaid
same
him.
way.
They
I feel the
overpaid him
same way.
because he cannot win you games, right? He's not going to win you games.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
and what I mean by that is he's got Tyreek Hill. He has some weapons to get the ball to. But
Mm-hmm.
I think if you don't have those weapons, he alone can't do it for you. Like
Yeah.
he's not Joe. Like I feel like Joe Burrow, for the most part, I feel like it doesn't really matter who. I mean, I know he has Jamar Chase and he had
Mm-hmm.
T Higgins
Yeah.
and stuff, but I feel like Joe Burrow is definitely a better QB than
Yeah.
Tua.
I
Um,
would agree.
I feel like Jordan Love can win you games. Like, and we're just going based on what we saw last year, because obviously
Mm-hmm.
last year was the first time we seen him start play through the year. But
Right.
based on what
Exactly.
I've seen, and I can only go based on right now, based on what I've seen, I feel like Jordan Love can win you some games. He's
Yeah.
but I feel like in the moment when you need to win, when you need a big drive, unless Tua has those weapons, like
Mm-hmm.
if if Tyreek Hill goes down,
Oh, we
then
seen how they team moves after that. It,
right, exactly.
yeah.
So
It's not. Yeah. I personally I was thinking the same thing. I think they overpaid. I understand that the market is kind of how where it is. I
right,
think they overpaid for them. I'm not gonna even gonna lie. I believe Green Bay overpaid for Jordan Love because only for the simple fact he's only got 1 year that we
yeah,
seen,
hmm,
and so but you have to pay them. I understand you have to pay your
yeah,
quarterbacks but sometimes it's like them contracts they get, and it's like that's crazy that y'all paying them this much money,
yeah.
and I just don't
Now,
see it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it. I don't see that.
mm, I agree with you. Now, let me ask you this in return: Dak is not signed yet. Now that this is now we see the quarterback market, and Dak
Hmm.
wants that market money.
Hmm.
Does he deserve that money? Or what does Dallas do? What do you do if you're the owner? Does he deserve that money? Do you pay him that much? Because he's still working out in Houston right now. He's not working out with the team right now.
Um, I mean, for me, I'm looking at the resume. I'm not paying him.
Okay. Okay, you're giving him, yeah,
Well, I mean, for the simple, it's not nothing against Dak or whatever
right.
because he's a solid regular season quarterback. Puts up great numbers, puts them in great positions to win games.
Regular season,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So he does do
Hmm.
that. The
Right.
thing about it is sometimes you have to weigh the options. If I pay Dak, am I really gonna be able to pay C.D. Lamb and Parsons what I need to pay them to keep them?
Right.
Do I give the money to the quarterback and possibly get might be able to sign one of the people I really need, or
Yeah.
do I guarantee that I can sign both of those players and
Mhm.
then hey, I could take my chances on running with a different quarterback,
Quarterback.
going in a
Yeah.
different direction. Because sometimes you got to look at shoring up your team versus
Right.
just trying to get a QB. And I understand the whole thing that QB is one of the most, if not the most important position on the
Hmm.
field offensively, but defensively, somebody like a Michael Parsons that can disrupt things. They
Yeah.
they can be
Especially in that division.
just as special. So
Hmm.
you got your defense. I believe that you can always get, but if you got a defensive player that can really stand out, you know,
Like
they
Marco
make your
Parsons
defense
can.
like a Michael Parsons can, and you can shore up somebody like that. I would go with
Hmm.
that route because I'm just looking at it from the standpoint. It's hard to build great defenses.
Hmm.
So it's hard to build good offenses too, but a great sound defense with a great sound pass rush, defense is going to put you in the game all the time. If you got a
Oh
good
yeah.
defense, you're going to be in the game majority
Right.
of the time.
Right.
Defense, like they say, defense wins championships. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Offense
If
is going to put points on the board if you got a good offensive team, but we've seen teams win with, let's just say,
yeah.
mediocre quarterbacks because you got a good
Hmm.
defense. Look at the Ravens for years. So like
Baltimore. I
back in
was
the
just gonna
day,
bring up.
it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like they had great defenses and they had subpar offenses with
Yeah.
quarterbacks that you really don't even look at, like a Joe Flacco. He's good, decent quarterback,
Hmm.
solid quarterback. They won a championship with him. You see what he
Hmm.
did last year with Cleveland
Hmm.
when he came in and started winning with them, but they had a strong defense. So it's
Defense.
just
It was the
like,
defense. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like you really gotta weigh your options. It's like, do I pay a quarterback 50, 60 million, or can I get a receiver, which everybody's gonna need a receiver that can catch the ball. So you
Yeah.
pick up a CD Lamb and then
Yeah.
put you get the person on defense. Like Michael
Yeah.
Parsons, pick him up, pick up his
I,
contract, pay those players, let Dak do his own little thing.
yeah. Yeah. I agree with everything you said. I mean, I like you look at Michael Parsons who can like disrupt an entire play, and if people don't understand what I'm saying by how important that is, go back and look at that Super Bowl, that 2022 Super Bowl when the Rams played Cincinnati, and go back and
Mm-hmm.
look at that last play of the game, and go look at what Aaron Donald was able to do to
Yeah.
save that game because Cincinnati had a couple open people down the field. You know why
Mm-hmm.
that pass didn't get thrown?
Because
Because
he was back there on his back.
Aaron Donald was determined to
Yeah.
jack that up, right? And
Yeah.
you have somebody like Micah Parsons is that guy for Dallas. That
Yeah.
I mean, you have to account for him, and I think you have to lock him up. I
Mm-hmm.
think you have to lock up CeeDee Lamb
Yeah.
because CeeDee Lamb is one of those receivers. He can get open. He has sure hands.
Yes,
Um,
he does.
and I think he's one of those players where all you need is a quarterback that can manage and not turn the ball over,
Exactly.
and you're
Exactly.
fine. Like we've seen Dak. I feel like Dak tries to play better than he is. And that's not a slight to him. That's not to say that he's a bad quarterback. But what I mean is
He forces
I
the issue.
I think he forces so much
Mm-hmm.
instead of letting the game come to him. And I
Mm-hmm.
almost feel like he's forcing it to say, like, let me show you. See, look what I did.
Yeah.
Look what I can do.
Yeah.
Versus let the game come to you. And I think that's Dak's biggest problem. And if I'm Dallas, I do the same
Yeah.
thing you do. I'm like, hey, take it or leave it, or you might be playing somewhere else. But
Yeah. You might have to
we
move on
have to,
from you.
yeah, we have to move on.
Mm-hmm.
We have to shore up Michael Parsons, and we have to shore up CeeDee Lamb. And
Yeah, and that's the way that I feel about a lot of things. I mean, it's just how everybody understands how important the quarterbacks are, but at the same time, they overlook how important everything else, all the other
Is with
pieces
it.
that
Yeah.
move together with it to make a quarterback. It's very when you look at the league, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have there's not a lot of Patrick Mahomes. There's not a
No.
lot of your Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's talented quarterbacks that we want to put in that category that really shouldn't belong there. Like
Right.
when you look at just looking at resumes, Patrick Mahomes has been to the Super Bowl 3 years in a row now,
Mm-hmm.
or 2 years, two.
Two, but
So
he's
they
been
won
there.
back to back, and then they missed it the year before that, and then they had it. So three out of he's been in the Super Bowl 3 out of 4 years,
4 years. 3 out of 4
and
years.
he's
Yeah.
then had a different receiving core
Every time.
just
Just
about
back to back.
every time.
Yeah.
So you look at that. Aaron Rodgers
Mm-hmm.
has done so much for Green Bay, and of course he's not there no more. But
Yeah.
they never put receivers around Aaron Rodgers for years. You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying? He was running around with people that you just didn't know about. Maybe one or two
Yeah.
people on his offense that
Mm-hmm.
you were like, oh, they were decent, but
Yeah.
for years. So it's like we have to learn how to separate greatness of QBs from just really good QBs. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Candy and it's sometimes it's systematic, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah.
but we just have to look at that whole entire thing. Can the team really run with the QB that you have or not? Like look at San Francisco. We had
Oh yeah.
we had Jimmy Garoppolo for years. We were winning games without him. We
Yeah.
we were losing games without him too. Now, don't get us wrong. When he was injured, he was the best quarterback we had. But the way that we were structured, hard physical running
Mm-hmm.
and a sound defense.
Right.
So we didn't need him to do a lot besides, like you said, don't turn the ball over.
Right.
Remember how many times have I told you? If Jimmy Garoppolo turns the ball over, we're gonna lose.
Yeah.
And every time he turned the ball, if he gonna throw one, he's gonna throw another
Mm-hmm.
one, and then we lose. But when he
Yeah.
wasn't throwing those dumb passes and putting them in jeopardy,
He was
we were
winning.
winning games. When
Mm-hmm.
that running game is moving and that defense is sound, because those things
Mm-hmm.
travel, like we talked about, that travels across the nation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Across the league, running and defense. So when
Yeah.
you put those together, can I insert anybody in Dallas Cowboys as a quarterback into their system with the weapons that they have plus the defense they have? Can I do that?
I
We
I tell
seen
you
them do
who.
that when they put the backup
I
in and
yeah.
Dak Prescott was out. What's the boy's name? I can't remember his
Rush.
name.
Rush.
Rush. And
Yep.
they were winning football
They were
games.
still winning games. Yep.
People had them like, well, Dak's not there, so they're not going to win games. No, he came
Nope.
in
They were
there.
still.
He
Yeah.
didn't turn the ball
I think
over.
his name is Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush didn't
Yep.
turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And on top of that, their running game was sound. Their defense was playing on point. That's
Yep.
all you need. If you
Yeah.
get 2 out of the 3, you're probably going to be really good. It's
And
very rare. And even though it is a passing league now,
league. Yeah.
the formula still ain't really changed. It's just
No.
about more excitement. Everybody likes to see the
Yep.
long passes and stuff. Look at
Yep.
Philadelphia. What happened last year to Philadelphia with the way that they play? They weren't running the ball like they used to.
Used to.
They
Yep.
were
Because
not
Hurts was hurt.
getting. Hurts was hurt. They weren't running the ball as effective as they were. They did a
Right.
lot of
Yep.
times where teams made them one dimensional and had to pass. Their
Right.
defense wasn't as good as it was the previous year. So when you're looking at all these injuries and your defense ain't as good and your offense ain't doing what it used to do, that's why you got the Philadelphia Eagles of last year. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're great, but they're good against these teams, but they
Yep.
looking really bad against the good teams.
Yeah.
The formula.
All Dallas needs is a quarterback that won't turn the ball over.
Exactly.
That's
That's all
it.
they really need.
Like I'm gonna
In
tell
a
you,
running game.
in a running
In a
game,
running game.
in a running game, and I'll tell you what. I think his name is Browning, that backup quarterback that played for Cincinnati, that plays for Cincinnati.
Yeah. I think that's his name.
Brown. He was solid. He came in and was solid, and that was a banged up receiving core.
Yeah.
All Dallas needs is somebody like him. Like
Yeah.
I don't. Dak does not deserve that money. Like I just I just don't feel like he deserved that money, man,
His
because you haven't shown us that you can get over the hump. When it
yeah,
comes to the biggest humps, like it doesn't happen.
you
Like
haven't
you
been
don't have
successful
that
yet.
magic. Yeah, you
Yeah,
just don't have it.
when you looking at, you just have, and that's the whole thing. That's one thing why I hate how they portray the quarterbacks as being the most important thing, which they are very important, but they're not
Hmm.
more important than the other parts that you have. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, you gotta have somebody to throw the ball to, unless you're just really that elite of a QB. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And it's when you really think about how many real elite quarterbacks there are in the system, in the game,
hmm,
there's really, you might be able to count them on one hand,
yeah.
maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like currently, right now, maybe on one hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have these weapons, what are you?
What are you? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
That's why I looked at people like Aaron Rodgers that proved that they could be good without an effective receiving core.
yeah,
That your Patrick Mahomes could be good with just a tight end. That's work.
yeah,
That's all he had last year was just a great tight end.
yeah,
You can even go back, and this is one thing I will give Tom Brady.
yeah.
Tom Brady was good with a, a subpar receiving core.
Corey,
Like
yeah,
you had Gronkowski, and then everybody else, Edelman, Amendola,
yeah.
all those boys there.
And
They're
Amendola was old by that point.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they're really like your slot receivers and your
yeah.
third. They're not big game changers, but they
Nope.
were so effective in what they did. He never really had that. One year he had Randy Moss.
Yeah.
That's the most elite receiver he ever had.
Hey,
And then
yeah.
of course, when he played with the Bucks, he had
Yeah,
Mike
he had
Evans and
Mike Evans
and
and yeah, Chris
Godwin,
Godwin.
good
Yeah,
good yeah, good one. He had
yeah,
them boys. They're really good. So,
yeah.
but other than that, he never played with a dominant receiving core. You
Right.
look at people like Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? They're really good at dissecting defenses, so it doesn't really matter what receiver you give them.
Hmm.
They can beat you.
Right.
I don't see that with Dak. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that with Dak. I don't see that with Tua. You know what
Nope.
I'm saying? I don't see that with them. Burrow, I have to see a little bit more. I think he's good. Um, I'm not putting him on that big pedestal that everybody's trying to put him on because he had that one year where they went to the Super Bowl. That's
Yeah.
great, but we've seen people do things like that, and it's just like it's great to see. He's a good quarterback, really good
Show me
quarterback.
again. Yeah, show me
Yeah,
again
show me
slash.
again.
Right.
And he did
Well,
that while he was hurt, so it looks really good on paper. It looks really good
yeah.
when he was out there. I want to see what he does again when he's healthy, and
What do you think about Jared Goff? What are your thoughts on Jared Goff?
I think Jared Goff is a good quarterback. Um, yeah, I think he's a good quarterback because he's done went deep into the playoffs with two different teams.
Yeah.
I think he's good, solid quarterback. He's what you need though. Like he's one of those ones he's not gonna do a whole bunch of turning the ball over.
Yeah.
He will throw a few of them,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you with but surrounded by a solid squad like he has had,
Hmm.
I believe Jared Goff could do exactly what Matthew Stafford did. You know what I'm saying? When
Yeah.
he went to the Super Bowl,
Super
y'all
Bowl.
just
Yeah.
ended up y'all input one component that's different, but what unlocked the difference between Goff and Stafford was Stafford pretty much unlocked Cooper Cup
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
even
Like,
more.
yeah, even more. Yeah, because
You
Cooper
know what I'm
Cup was
saying?
Cooper Cup, but like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But
but
he
I get what
zeroed
you're
in
saying.
on them. He was a
Yeah.
safety net for most of the time. Goff wasn't really the safe. He didn't really go to them as the safety net. I
Yeah.
believe that what hurt Goff is the fact that for a while y'all were kind of with the running back situation. When you had the Todd Gurley's and
Yeah.
Todd Gurley getting injured, it kind of hurt a little bit of Goff's luster there.
Right.
It forces him to do more than what he's supposed to. I think he's solid. You know what I'm saying? I believe that if you take Jared Goff and you put him in Dallas Cowboys, he could still do what Dak Prescott did and probably win more games.
Yeah. I
He's
I
smarter to
agree.
me. He's
I
smarter
I
as a QB to me.
is you mentioned uh, you mentioned how Matthew Stafford zeroes in, and I was actually listening to NFL radio the other day, and somebody
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that they were like, well, you know, Stafford's one of them quarterbacks. He zeroes in at one player. He looks
Mm-hmm.
one player down like the whole time, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking about him distributing now that Cooper Cup is healthy and Puka's healthy and
Mm-hmm.
Tutu Atwell's healthy and
Mm-hmm.
Jefferson's healthy. But who is Stafford going to zone in on, Puka or Cooper, right?
Yeah.
And I am a little worried about that. I am a little worried about that. Um, and you know, I'm just a little worried about that. But um, I
Because he did it
I
for a while when he was in Detroit and he had Megatron. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
it's the
So,
only person he threw it to. Like that's it. Just throw the ball up to Megatron, right? And so that's where. And I know I'm a diehard Rams fan, and I know that I'm gonna get backlash from other Rams fans about this, right? Because quite a bit of them definitely feel like Matthew Stafford is way better than um, than Jared Goff.
and really,
And
not
Detroit,
really.
I feel the same way. So here's the thing: with what the Rams had in 2022, I quite honest, I feel like Jared Goff could have did the same thing. I
Yeah.
felt like it was one of those things where I feel like McVay for some reason stopped believing in Jared Goff, and I
Which is
think
weird.
that's what I think that's what messed things up. Like I feel like there was a disconnect between the two of
Yeah.
them, and
And,
that's where
and my thing is, for those that don't believe that Jared Goff could have did what Stafford did, just look at from this standpoint. You basically traded Goff for Stafford. Yeah, Stafford goes, y'all win a Super Bowl.
hmm
But people forget that y'all went to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
hmm yeah, we
So
did.
I
Yeah.
mean, so how much more was he really? And then look at what Jared Goff has done with Detroit that Matthew
Yeah.
Stafford couldn't do with Detroit.
Yeah.
So
That's
my
yeah.
thought process is he's done went to the Super Bowl with the Rams. Y'all were banged up that year that y'all went to the Super Bowl with the
Yeah.
Patriots because y'all running game was actually pretty banged up.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Detroit and he takes them to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Granted, they have great weapons over there, but he did something Matthew Stafford couldn't even do with the Detroit team. Now, I
Right.
will say this Detroit team is better than Matthew Stafford's Detroit team, but Matthew Stafford has played with a significantly better receiver in
Oh yeah, and Megatron, Calvin Johnson.
Megatron.
Yeah. Yeah.
He definitely was a better receiver than, and I like Amara St. Brown,
Yeah.
but I believe Megatron was a better receiver, bigger target, blazing speed still,
Yeah.
but he's zoned in a lot on him. So we
Yeah.
back to what it was. That's what it is. Matthew
hmm
Stafford didn't do anything to move the needle further than Jared Goff did. The
Right.
only difference is Stafford had more of a healthier team than what Jared Goff did. They added, of course, in that Super Bowl with Stafford, OBJ was going off until he got injured.
Until he got injured, they had that, and then Von Miller was on
Yeah,
that
y'all had
team
Von
on the
Miller. The
defense.
defense was a lot more stout. Mm-hmm.
Ramsey,
Yeah,
had like
yeah.
that
So
yeah
you got all these other pieces that made up for that. So
yeah
I put them. If I'm gonna look at both of the quarterbacks, I'm like, you didn't upgrade nothing. Y'all really didn't do anything much more than put Cooper Cup on more display. You know what I'm
yeah
saying? That's about really all that happened in that.
right
And,
right
and other than that, you know, there's they're like literally
yeah yeah
y'all could have
it's
did the same thing with Golf. Y'all could have did the
I
same thing with Golf. Golf is not a bad quarterback.
yeah I feel the same way, man. But I mean, looking at it, I've had some conversations with Rams fans and had that
Mm-hmm.
discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just one of them things where I'm sorry, but I just feel like it wouldn't have mattered whether we had Jared Goff or Stafford. I feel like we would have won that Super Bowl. So
Yeah, y'all still could have
um,
won. Y'all still would probably
yeah,
won that Super
we
Bowl.
still had it. Yeah. So
And
when you look at quarterback, I still feel like Russell Wilson's one of the top 7 quarterbacks in the league right now.
yeah, I give him top 10.
Like the reason I say is if
I
you
give him top
really
10.
go back and look at his numbers last year, right? With what he had, with what he
Yeah,
had,
yeah.
and look at his numbers with what he had. That's that's pretty impressive. And I'm
The
not a
only,
I'm not a huge I'm not a Russell Wilson fan at all.
yeah, yeah, because
But
he was in our division. I don't like him.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
Tom to
loved Aaron Donald sacking him for years. It was
Tom.
fun. Hold that ball. Yeah, you keep holding it, and run it around.
I used to
Yeah.
hate Russell Wilson though, because we couldn't tackle him for nothing. Like, how did he get out of that and throw that bomb downfield like that to dang Tyler Lockett?
I already know what you're talking. I already know what you're talking about. I already knew where you was going.
I
I already knew where
hated
you was
that
going.
man for
Yeah,
years. Like, golly. But
yeah,
yeah, you're right. He didn't have a bad season. I think
yeah,
that first season in Denver was actually terrible because I feel like they probably had better weapons, but they just didn't have a good coaching staff,
yeah,
which is another thing that hindered him. He's a good
yeah.
He's a good quarterback. I can give him
Mhm.
top 10 in the NFL.
Yeah.
Just based
Right
upon,
now.
yeah, I would say top 10. I mean, you could say top 7. You could always put him there. I would
Yeah.
like to see what he does, but we known him
Because
for being in Seattle with so many different weapons they used to have that. But
Lockett,
him by
Lockett, yeah,
himself though, but him by himself has always been a problem because he's a dual threat.
extend, yeah,
Yeah,
and he
he's
can extend
always
plays.
extend plays,
Yeah,
and it's just like you gotta watch him from. He might run, he might
yeah.
scamper out. He ain't the fastest quarterback, but he's gonna get
Mm-mm.
you. He can easily, he got the wheels to move, and then
Well,
he's
what
always a
was
play
impressive?
extender.
Yeah, what was impressive is he could get out the pocket and still look upfield.
Yeah.
Like he could get he would
Hmm.
his head didn't go down. He was still looking upfield to see what can I do, and
Hmm.
that's when you ended up with plays like when he threw that pass to Tyler Lockett like that, like
Yeah,
because
man.
he
Whatever,
was,
man. I
and
couldn't stand him.
this
Yeah, but he's always been that type. So yeah,
right,
his numbers definitely weren't as bad as people try to make him be.
yeah,
He never with Denver. One, they didn't have a line to block for him for nothing.
no,
So let's just
no,
keep it 100. And
right,
he still would start winning games for them. And then he had a hating head coach on him because what's
yeah,
called Peyton
Sean
don't he
Payton,
didn't want him there. He didn't
yeah,
want
he
him out
didn't,
there.
nope, he
You
didn't,
know they say he ain't make him no he ain't do him no favors with how Hollywood I guess he was, but either way it goes, he's still a great quarterback.
yeah,
You know
he's
what I'm
solid,
saying? I think he's a
yeah,
still good to great quarterback. He's definitely
yeah,
a good quarterback. He's better than at least 75% of the league of QBs that we got now.
right,
I
yeah,
mean, let's just keep
I
it
agree.
100. I would
What?
take him over a whole bunch of QBs in the league. So,
Who are your top 5 right now? If you got to pick the top 5 quarterbacks right now, who you taking?
well, you already know Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go with so I got Pat Mahomes. See what Aaron Rodgers does. I still kind of got him up there. Just
Okay.
but let me just take until I see him, I'm not going to put Aaron Rodgers up there. So,
Okay.
um because I ain't seen him play last year. I know what he's done in the past, but I ain't seen him play last year.
Yeah,
Let's
we
just
got to
go off
see.
people
Yeah,
that seen play. So
got
Pat
you.
Mahomes, number one. I'm gonna put in no particular order other than Patrick Mahomes being number one.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I got
It's kind of hard, right?
it really is.
Yeah.
Then I'll put in Lamar Jackson because
Okay.
of his dual threat ability.
Ability. Yeah.
You give him the weapons that he gets, you know, he's always gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
I want to put Joe Burrow up there. I got to see what he does.
this
because
year,
he
because
was so
last year he had
injured
the
last
injury.
year.
Yeah,
He was so injured last year.
yeah.
Um, Let me see. Man, I put just based upon last year.
Yeah,
I'll go with
just
C.J.
based upon
Stroud.
last year.
I'll go
Okay.
with C.J. Stroud. And we're just basing it off of last year. I don't know what he's gonna do
Yeah,
this year.
just based on yeah.
So that's three. I gotta show love to Brock Purdy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
Gotta put him up there. Everybody don't want to, but we see what
Yeah.
he done did. He got the
Okay.
resume.
All
Okay.
right. All right.
Uh so what's that? Four? Is that four?
That's four.
Um I'm probably gonna go with golf.
Okay. I like that.
I
I
think
like
I'm gonna
that.
go with golf for there.
Yeah,
It would
that's
just
actually so that's I asked because it's harder than it sounds to pick that
mm-hmm.
because I thought about it. I heard the question. I don't remember where I heard the question. It was on one of those TikToks, and I was like, "Huh, that's a really good question." I would have to
Mm-hmm.
go. I got Pat Mahomes, even though I don't like him. I got him
I'm,
up there because I'm just
I'm tired of
realistic.
him.
Yeah, I'm about sick of him. I'm about sick of him. So I got Pat Mahomes. Um, I got Lamar Jackson.
mm-hmm.
I got C.J. Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
I got Jared Goff, and I got Matthew Stafford. Simply because I know he looks down receivers, but he's not a he's also, I think, his toughness, and he does still have a really good uh quarterback IQ. So like
Mm-hmm.
there are situations where he really knows how to get rid of it, throw the ball out of bounds, throw it into the ground, take the sack. Like he understands it's situational football. So
Mm-hmm.
that's who I got. Now I'm gonna tell you what. Here's the thing. We are both gonna get a lot of people that are gonna be like, "How do you not have Dak Prescott?" And the reason is because so many analysts have Dak Prescott in their top five.
Yeah, and here's the thing about Dak. It's just the simple fact that I mean, when you look at Dak, he's really good. I mean, he's. I thought about it, so it's not because I'm a Cowboy hater or anything like
Yeah,
that.
I,
I just thought about his play in big games.
yeah. Regular
Can I
season, man,
really?
he's top.
I mean,
He's
even
in
in regular,
7-8.
yeah, he's up there. He's top 10,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, he's
But
top. Yeah,
if you just looking at him but even in regular season, look at his games against top teams.
right.
Like, does he show up against top
Yeah.
teams? Let's just
Well,
be honest with
that's it.
ourselves.
Yeah,
He'll blow out your run of the middle ground to the bottom feeders. He'll
yeah,
douse and blow
yeah,
them out. But when you're dealing with big teams that you look at and as this is a playoff contending team or
right,
this is a Super Bowl contending team, does his numbers actually stand out to you?
right. That's
Do
what it
they
comes
really
down to.
stand out? When he played the 49ers, does his numbers jump out on the page like, oh my God, he
No.
looked terrible.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
he
saying?
did.
He looked
No,
terrible.
really, he did. It was
And
bad.
then outside of what was it, the second Philly game where they really killed him, that first Philly game, he didn't look that
Yep.
great.
He didn't look that great.
He looked okay. And
Yeah.
then other games you look at the game
Even when they
against,
played Green Bay.
yeah, he didn't look good at all. Then
No.
you talk about games against like that Detroit game that they played at the end of the year that they should have
Oh
lost.
yeah. They should have lost. Yeah.
They should have lost that game. He
Yeah.
wasn't looking stellar in that game.
Nope.
There's just games against top teams that he does not look good.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good quarterback. Let's not get it
Right.
twisted, but he just didn't look good.
Dak.
So that's why I can't put him up there.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, you think about him, like for me, just going on another person, Jordan Love, I got to see another year of him. Like
Mm-hmm.
he did really well
Right.
for the squad that they had, and in the playoffs he looked really good.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's up in top five. So
So if I have So I'm gonna give a 6, 7, 8 because we're mentioning. So my 6, 7, 8 is gonna be, and I'm gonna get killed for this being a Rams fan. My 6, 7, 8 is 6 is Brock Purdy because he does not. You know what I mean? Brock Purdy makes good decisions.
And on top of that, you're a Rams homer. Of course, you would put Matt Stafford ahead of Brock Purdy, which I was going to ask you, what do you see that Stafford does better than Brock Purdy?
A better arm. Stafford has a better arm. Stafford can
now Stafford do got a cannon on him now. He do got a cannon. I will say that.
If he got to dart it 40 yards,
he can do that.
Thing 40
he
yards.
Can do that. I will say he got a big arm.
Yeah, his arm just stronger. You know, so that's where I'm at.
And the my counter to that is what I like that Brock Purdy does that I think he's better with Stafford. Brock Purdy, even though he can take chances, I've never seen the way that he throws that ball. Like, he's just one of them people that first he don't really. You've seen a couple of games where he's done through all these picks or whatever. He doesn't really even put in the ball. Seems like harm's way, but you ever seen a quarterback be able to throw that ball just over that defensive line's head to where they can't catch it, but it hits a man dead in the center in the middle? How many times have you seen him do that? Like, throw that needle dart right over somebody's head and drop it right in the receiver's hands.
Well, see, that's the thing though.
That's accuracy.
But I've seen Matthew Stafford do that sidearm. I've seen him
whatever, man.
Around. Like, let me throw it around you. Let me sidearm.
We done seen all kinds of things. I mean, whatever, man. Yeah, man.
So,
and then on top of that, I give Brock Purdy more the edge because Brock Purdy can use his legs.
Is he as tough as Matthew Stafford though?
Yeah. Yeah. How you say not?
Let's see what happens this season.
I was about to say, because you only seen one time where he got knocked out of a game,
right?
And that really was because it wasn't even a game that he got knocked out of. I mean, injury he had was pretty dang severe.
But you've seen a lot of times Matthew Stafford get blown up and still play, holding ribs and all, can't breathe, holding his ribs.
Oh yeah,
and still slam.
I've seen that, but the thing about it is holding your ribs is one thing. Let me ask you a question though. As a quarterback, holding your ribs, that's definitely a big thing because that jump hurts regardless of what you say. But when you're throwing hand and you can't grip the ball, you're useless as a quarterback. Useless. That's what happened with Purdy. He couldn't even grip the ball. He was completely useless as a QB.
You know who I saw do that against Seattle their last year with the Rams?
Who was that? Jared Goff?
Yeah. You remember that game they played Seattle? His hand was jacked. He was pushing the ball.
True. That's true. That's true.
So,
I just like, but I guess it could be like, it could be a home team thing. It is. But I do like, I just hated all the naysayers about how Brock Purdy was doing, and he's literally picking people apart every single time. Like, when you got when your QBR is as high as his was, and people want to say, well, I got to see how. It's like, and then when the Niners started losing because we lost Deebo Samuels and a couple of people, we had on the line. Trent Williams was out in that first game that we lost. That was
big,
we lost to on the kicker missing the field goal.
Yep.
But everybody said, well, we got to see what Brock Purdy could do in those type of games. You don't blame the quarterback for a kicker missing the field goal because we were out of that game. He didn't have a great game, but that last drive, he put us in position to win.
Right. Yeah, and
then you look at some of the things. The kicker didn't do their job. Then look at the playoffs. How many times did he put us in position to win the game or win the game? Yeah. When we played, I mean, we got Christian McCaffrey and all them, but when we played the Packers, he was using his feet. Yeah. He was getting by. When we needed big plays, he was giving. When we did that against the Detroit Lions, big plays, we needed it. When we played Kansas City, until they got away from running and stuff. But he was making huge plays, and I'm just like, you
Y'all
can't deny
absolutely
the
should have
man's
won that
skill.
game.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
should have.
y'all
But
should
we
have won
we
that Super
we
Bowl.
got Shanahan.
Yeah, yeah, switching it up and playing and let's stop doing what's working real quick. Let me see what that be like.
He has not learned yet. Like
Yeah,
3 Super Bowls, because we're going back to Atlanta when he was
yeah.
the offensive
When
coordinator.
it was the yeah
3 Super Bowls
yeah
you were in, and you've blown leads. Atlanta, you
by
stopped
stop
running the
running.
football. I
Yeah,
understand you want to stay aggressive, but you were aggressive by killing them on the ground,
yeah,
not in the air. You
yeah.
keep running that football.
Mm-hmm.
And when you was that first Super Bowl that we had, now of course it's that whole Jimmy Garoppolo thing too. Because if he
Yeah.
connects on that one throw downfield,
Oh
we're
yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about a different story.
A different story.
But
Yeah,
if we never got to that point to put him in position to have to make that play
yeah.
by running the football, which we do extremely well, and we're doing extremely well,
Right,
it's a whole different ball game.
right.
Just like last year, we was running the football, we was killing them on the ground. Now I will say that us losing old boy on defense, our other linebacker.
Oh yeah. Willie. No,
What
not
is
Willie.
man? I'm.
Can't think of his name. Yeah.
It's always when I know who he is. I just can't think of
I
it.
even
My
know.
mind is
I don't
getting
even know his
bad.
number, but I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
can't
So
think of his name.
that hurt our defense, but offensively, we were running the football. We was doing everything that we needed to do to win that
Yeah.
game. We should have won that game, but just I don't know. But anyway, but that's what I look at. I would say if I was to go 6-7, I would probably be like you. I'm putting Stafford at 6.
Yeah.
I would probably
Well,
put Dak at 7 and maybe Love at 8 or something like that. I mean, I ain't
no,
thought that
no
far.
Allen, no Josh Allen.
He's so turnover prone, bro. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Josh Allen.
I don't either. Like
Like
you,
I'm gonna be honest with
you.
you, I don't know how I feel about him. Like I want to put him up there because he's definitely a dual threat, but I don't even got Jalen Hurts up there yet. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, because we're
they
basing it
almost
on last year, and Jalen Hurts. I
wasn't.
feel
He
like he
wasn't
was
Sean
never
Allen.
healthy last year. I feel like he was never healthy last
And
year.
that's the truth. That's the truth.
Yeah, I feel like he was
And
just
then
never healthy.
Josh Allen, he played banged up too, but I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know. Some of his decision making bothers me so bad.
yeah,
Like, and then he's so turnover prone. Like,
yeah,
and then watching that playoff game against Kansas City, he played
yeah,
well, but I'm looking at you. You missed a wide open Stephon Diggs that could have got you a first down. You missed that throw that could have won the game for y'all. Sometimes I think he tries to overthink the game
right.
instead of letting it
Yeah,
come to him. Kind
come to
of
him.
almost the same like with Dak Prescott. Sometimes they
Yeah,
overthink the game,
game.
and it's
Yeah,
so simple. Like, but he's a monster to bring down. You
right.
know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
He's a
Oh,
monster to bring
absolutely.
down. So when
Big guy,
yeah.
strong, can run, got some
So
wheels.
it's like I want to. You know what? I could trade him in for like eighth for over Love because I still need to see a little bit more from Jordan
From
Love too.
Love. Yeah.
I will put him like 8. He's still top 10, definitely, but I'll probably put him like 8. I'll put him right behind Stafford and Dak.
Okay.
And it's just for that the same. He's always been turnover prone. Like
Yeah.
he will put the ball in places that you really shouldn't be throwing this pass. You
Right.
throw too many interceptions or you're fumbling the ball too much.
Right.
He just too many turnovers keeps me from saying he's that elite
To
top
be
5
comfortable
QB.
with him. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Yeah. I mean, picking the top quarterbacks right now is really hard because we know our couple that are just super dynamic, which is Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, and
Mm-hmm.
and they're just super. They're on another level in my opinion. And I tell people, they're always like, well, you know, Lamar Jackson doesn't win in the big moments, but I also tell them like, who's he throwing to? I mean, besides having Zay Flowers last year, he really hasn't had because I'm gonna be honest
Nothing.
with you, Marquise, what's the name? Marquise Hollywood Brown or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fast, but he's not that I'm gonna get you consistently 10 catches
Mm-hmm.
and 140 yards every game.
Mm-hmm.
He's the I'm gonna get you three or four catches for 150 yards one game, and then I might be cold the next.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
not consistent enough.
right, it's not consistent enough. I think Zay Flowers was definitely big
Oh yeah.
for Baltimore
Yeah.
last year.
And then on top of that, you can't base your it's hard to even put like when you watch that Kansas City game, Baltimore went away from their bread and butter all game. They literally tried to make Lamar Jackson. It's almost like we're gonna put him in a position to be something he's not to prove that he could do X, Y, and Z. Right. And that's my problem with that because why did y'all go away from what worked all year?
Yeah.
Y'all been running the football all year. Y'all let him loose. Y'all played us and murdered us with Lamar Jackson. So
it was bad too. That game was ugly.
Not too much now. Not too much.
That game was ugly.
Not too much.
That game was ugly though.
Not too much now, Big Will. Watch out now. Not too much on the 49er Ravens game, okay? Not too much on what happened, okay? Okay? We ain't gonna go there. You trying to do a little too much, not too much. You know what I'm saying? You almost ruined it. Almost ruined Christmas, but not too much. You trying to do a little too much now. I understand, 49ers and Rams, but not too much.
Apologies.
You know what I'm saying?
Apologies.
I shouldn't even brought it up.
You brought
you know what I'm saying?
You brought it up.
Now I don't know what you're talking about. Not too much. We ain't gonna do that. Okay, we ain't gonna do that. I got amnesia. I don't remember bringing it up. Not too much now. It's all crazy.
Yeah. Well, what was the score?
Not too much, Big Will. I don't remember what the score was. I don't know. I know we took a loss. That's all I know. That's all that matters. We took a loss. It's not too much.
I just remember that after that game, Baltimore was like a surefire pick to win the Super Bowl.
They should have won. They should have beat KC.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, KC shouldn't have been there because Buffalo should have beat KC. But,
Buffalo definitely should have beat KC.
Buffalo should have beat KC. They should have beat KC if they did not go away from what brought them to where they were at. I don't understand. Yeah. I do not understand teams that are doing that. Like, why do you go away from what worked?
Right.
Just to be something different. I understand. I guess you probably went in there like, oh, we're going to switch up on them to throw them off. And then when you switch up on them, they want you to pass the ball.
Yeah.
If I'm playing the Ravens, my game plan is to make Lamar Jackson beat me in the air, not on the ground.
Yeah.
Because I know what he's going to do on the ground.
Yeah.
If we let him get off, he's going to murder us.
Right.
So I want him to pass.
Yeah.
Throw the ball.
Yeah.
You playing right into our hands, and that's what they did, and they could not do anything.
Yeah.
They did not run. Now this year, if they decide to do something stupid like that, I'm gonna have to go ahead and I'm gonna have to check their coach into some kind of mental institution because when you got Derrick Henry in the backfield.
Oh yeah. Well,
with the Lamar Jackson,
because then people are gonna be super questioning.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Harbaugh. Yeah. I ain't trying to be messed up, but them Harbaugh brothers, they some good coaches, but
they really good.
But it be some times where I be like,
they do some suspect stuff.
Yeah.
Especially in interviews, because I'm. Was it Jim Harbaugh?
Yeah.
Boy, my dude, I don't want to ask you an interview question because I don't understand where you're going with your analogies, bro. You are everywhere besides in the right spot.
As a 49er fan, you know.
Yeah.
As a 49er fan, you know. Yeah, you've dealt with it firsthand.
Yeah, but they can coach their butt off. They can definitely coach their tail off. I will give them that.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
interested to see what he does over in San Diego.
Yeah.
I got to see what Justin Herbert is really going to be all the way about. Everybody keeps putting him on this pedestal about how great of a quarterback he is. Right now, I'm not seeing that greatness. I
I'm
see
not.
he's
I'm not
good,
either. Yeah, he's
yeah,
good.
but
He's good. Out of Oregon, and we know how Oregon teams
mm,
generally operate
mm,
offensively. But I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing winning quarterback.
yeah,
I'm
he's
seeing a good quarterback that doesn't have it.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
because
A
he
good
has
quarterback that
weapons,
doesn't have it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and he can play. He can play.
yeah.
I'm
He
not
could play.
knocking
Yeah.
him, but putting him on this like he's just this top 10, top 5 quarterback or something in
Nope.
the league. I'm
Nope.
not doing that. I'm not doing
Yeah.
that. I might as well put Trevor Lawrence up there if I'm gonna do that. And
Yeah.
that ain't even right.
Yeah.
Ain't even
That.
right.
Cause
Because I
yeah.
look at that whole thing and I'm like, yeah, he's a great quarterback. But you see what Trevor Lawrence did to them in that playoff?
Yeah. Yeah. That comeback. That comeback. Yeah. Like Trevor
Yeah,
Lawrence came back.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He went off. I
Yeah.
thought I was watching Tim Tebow. He
Man,
came back 1 year.
I,
But yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting season. I'm excited. I gotta mark the schedule, and,
Oh
and,
yeah.
and get it set up for live. Also, we keeping the tradition alive with opening day.
Oh
So,
yeah, most definitely.
um,
Got to do that.
get
Got to do
also hit up little Chris. Let him know in advance. Let him know now, like so that he could
that. But
be prepared.
I think this time he'll probably be out because he said he's trying to get back out to doing some stuff, being out and
Okay.
about. So we'll see what he does. He saying and doing is two different things though. But
Yeah.
I'll try to get him out and about and see what's up with that because he need to come out of that cave.
Yeah, I'm guilty too. I need to text him too. So that's partly on me too. I need to reach out a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, most
So
definitely. We definitely got to do that. We definitely got to do that. But I'm just gonna say one more thing. Not too much.
oh, not too much. Okay.
Not too much.
I'll be sure to
Yeah.
lighten up the sauce a little bit next time. I'll lighten it up.
We don't talk about that game no more. Matter of fact, the game it
It
didn't
won't be brought
it
up
didn't
no more.
even
Huh?
exist. It didn't
Yeah,
exist.
yeah. What do they
Yeah,
call that?
yeah.
Where
It's not.
you
It
think
didn't
it
know this.
existed? Yeah.
That game that is it was what you call it, Mandela effect.
Yeah, the Mandela effect. It didn't really happen. You
Didn't
think
really
it
happen.
happened. Your mind
You
makes
thought
you
it,
think it happened.
but it
You
really
thought,
didn't happen.
but it really
It
didn't
wasn't the
happen.
49ers and Ravens. It wasn't that game. Y'all think of something else.
Well, man, as always, I appreciate you. I had fun. Well,
Yes, sir.
thanks to the people that jammed with us on the Fundamentals podcast. We'll be back next Monday, man. You good for next Monday?
Just everything looks good today. So
All right.
we'll see, but I believe we'll be back. I'll let you know if anything changes. But yeah, I'm circling that day. Be back
All
next
right.
Monday.
All
Same time,
right.
same channel.
Same time, same channel. All right.
All right.
Peace.
Peace. Not too much.